Once upon a time, in a small, sunlit town nestled between rolling hills and sparkling streams, there lived a curious girl named Mira. Mira was known for her boundless energy, her bright, searching eyes, and a heart that longed for adventure. She loved to explore the woods beyond her backyard, inventing stories about every twist in the path and every bird that sang from the treetops. Her friends would often ask her, "Mira, where are you going today?" And with a twinkle in her eye, she would reply, "Wherever my compass leads me." But Mira's compass was not made of metal and glass. It was something inside her, a feeling, a sense of direction, a gentle nudge telling her where to go next. For as long as she could remember, that inner compass had guided her. It helped her choose which books to read, what games to play, and even how to cheer up a friend who was feeling blue. It seemed as though her path was always clear. As Mira grew older, the world grew bigger too. There were more decisions to make, more places to go, and more voices telling her which way to turn. Her schoolwork became harder, and sometimes she worried about what others thought of her choices. Once, she overheard some classmates giggling about her favorite boots, which were patched and painted in all the colors of the rainbow. Another time, she hesitated before volunteering to sing at the school assembly, afraid she might hit the wrong note. Little by little, Mira noticed something strange. The clear, bright feeling inside her, her inner compass, seemed to dim. Sometimes, when she tried to listen for it, she heard only a quiet whisper or nothing at all. She started to feel lost, as if her path was covered in fog. She wondered, what if my compass is broken? What if I can't find my way anymore? One cloudy afternoon, Mira wandered into the woods, hoping that the familiar sights and sounds would comfort her. She followed the old winding trail, but her mind was filled with worries. Should she try to fit in more? Should she stop wearing her favorite boots? Should she choose the safe, quiet path, instead of singing out loud? The more she thought, the less she felt like herself. Suddenly, Mira realized she had walked farther than ever before. The trees grew thicker, and the path disappeared beneath a carpet of leaves. She was lost, truly lost. Panic fluttered in her chest. She spun around, trying to remember which way she had come, but every direction looked the same. Mira sat on a mossy log, her chin in her hands. She wanted to cry, but a gentle breeze brushed her cheek, and the scent of wildflowers drifted by. She closed her eyes and let herself breathe. The woods were quiet, except for the soft rustle of leaves and the distant call of a bird. As she listened, something inside her began to settle. She remembered all the times she had felt afraid before, and how she had always found her way back. Mira took a deep breath and whispered, "I don't have to know the whole path. I just have to take one step." She stood up and looked around. Instead of searching for the old trail, she listened to her heart. She noticed a cluster of bright blue flowers, the ones she loved to pick for her grandma. She followed them, one patch after another, until she reached a gentle stream. The water sparkled, and she remembered how she and her friends had floated leaf boats here last summer. She followed the stream's curve, and soon, the trees began to thin. Sunlight filtered through the branches, and Mira spotted the familiar shape of her favorite climbing rock. Step by step, memory by memory, Mira found her way home. When she reached her backyard, her mother was waiting with open arms. "I was worried when you didn't come back," her mother said softly. Mira hugged her tight, feeling both relief and a quiet pride. That night, Mira lay in bed, thinking about her adventure. She realized that her inner compass had never truly been broken. Sometimes it just needed a little quiet, a little trust, and a little time. She understood now that getting lost wasn't a mistake. It was part of the journey. Each time she felt uncertain, it was a chance to discover something new about herself, to listen more closely to her own heart, and to grow a little braver. The next day at school, Mira wore her favorite boots, bright and bold as ever. When her classmates looked at them, she smiled and told the story of her adventure in the woods. She described how the blue flowers had guided her, how the stream had glittered, and how she had found her way by following what felt true inside. Some friends listened with wide eyes, and a few even asked if they could come exploring with her next time. When the time came for the school assembly, Mira's nerves fluttered, but she remembered her promise to herself. "I just have to take one step." She walked onto the stage, looked out at her friends, and sang with a voice that was brave and clear. She didn't worry about hitting every note perfectly. She just let her heart lead the way. As the days passed, Mira found that her compass grew stronger, not because she always knew the right answers, but because she was willing to keep searching, to keep listening, and to keep growing. She learned that self-discovery is not a race to a finish line, but a winding, beautiful journey. Sometimes she would feel lost again, but now she knew that was just another part of the adventure. The lesson Mira carried with her was simple and true. Finding your way in the world isn't about never losing your path. It's about trusting yourself enough to explore, to make mistakes, and to grow. The journey of self-discovery never ends, and every twist and turn can teach us something new, if we listen to our hearts and follow our own inner compass. So, whenever Mira found herself unsure or afraid, she remembered the woods, the flowers, and the gentle stream. She remembered that even when the path disappears, she can always find her way, one step at a time. And in doing so, she discovered that the greatest adventure of all is the journey to know and trust herself. And that, dear listener, is the story of Mira and her inner compass, a reminder that self-discovery is a journey, not a destination, and that each of us carries our own compass inside, ready to guide us, if only we dare to listen. Thanks for tuning in to Smiley Toon TV. If you enjoyed today's journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to keep the smiles coming. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this adventure going together. Stay positive, keep smiling, and let your mind wander.